Welcome to the Knowledge Entrepreneurs Show, where we celebrate the innovators driving change in the education industry. At Edison OS, we've worked with over 500 knowledge entrepreneurs to turn their edtech ideas into profitable businesses. Hi, Janara. Good evening. Welcome to the Knowledge Entrepreneur Show. Thank you so much for taking time out for this.
Good evening, Jack.
So, Janara, you know that I reached out to you on Instagram, where I found your profile. I was going through your content on Instagram, and you've positioned yourself as a maths tutor, but you also focus on SAT test prep as well. But before we get into that part, may I ask, when did you start teaching? Did you always know that you're gonna teach? Did you train to become a teacher?
Actually, when I was graduating school, I wanted to be a doctor, but my parents didn't approve it because they said it takes many years to become doctor. You better be teacher. It's also good profession for a woman, and it's also useful for people, for students, for young generations. And after university, I studied math. Um, they invited me very quickly because the previous teacher she was pregnant and she needed to leave, and they urgently needed a teacher, and that's why I started in April, just like 2 3 months working, and it's been 12 years
Wow.
since
Okay.
I'm teaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Janana, do you teach? You teach in a school, is that right? For 12 years, you've been teaching in school, and apart from teaching in school, you also do your private tutoring. Is that what it is?
Yes, I have been teaching in school. At the moment, I am teaching in university.
Okay.
At the same time, I go to some center, educational center. They
Right.
prepare students to SAT,
Uh-huh.
and I help them. I didn't, I wasn't planning to work there, but they really asked me. They said there are many students, they're waiting for teacher, and they need it because they want to have better future, and you need to get good SAT to be able to go to USA, for example, and study, and then you can have better opportunities in life. That's why they want SAT, not because they like math, but because they have to give it.
Right.
Um, and they're young, young, nice students, and I teach them like 3 times a week.
Got it, Janana. Janana, you said you started off as a math teacher. You started in school, and then you've moved on to university. So, how, and when did you get introduced to SAT teaching?
It's been like more than 3 years.
Hmm.
Firstly, they invited me to teach online,
Okay.
and I was teaching because I was living in another city. Like students were in the capital city, I was in another city.
Right.
I started online, and to be honest, online teaching is not so effective as like offline. But
Right.
still, if students tries hard, if he listens to your every word, he can learn it. And I was teaching online a little bit. Then I moved to capital city. I'm here, and from September, I'm having 3 groups. In every group, like 12, 13 people, and they are 15, 16-year-old young people.
Right. Got it. And Chandra, how easy or difficult is it for a traditional math teacher to be able to teach math for SAT specifically? Uh, you know, uh, do you need to prepare to start teaching for SAT, or can you just hit the road running?
Um, Actually, I don't prepare intentionally.
Hmm.
I'm ready for these questions. But students, they need some base, some fundament
Right,
to be able to understand it and to solve it. That's
right,
why I always say to them that you need to repeat the previous topics.
right,
And um, I need to teach them some special tricks, some special like strategies in while solving SAT. This is the difference, like normal teaching, normal just lesson math and SAT. I already know some strategies and I teach them. Firstly, of course, is time management. They need to manage. Uh, Here we have like 44 questions, and for each question, it's about 1.5 minute.
right,
And they need in this 1.5 minute, they need to read the text. It can be like long, the word problem, and they need to solve it and quickly. So there are many different strategies I teach them, and it takes time. Like you can't have just 1 or 2 months. It's minimum like 6 to 1 year, 6 months to 1 year to be ready, because there are special type of questions, and still you need good logical thinking. Like I always say to them, don't try to learn by heart, just like surface, math, it's not about surface, it's about core, it's about learning the logic, the pattern inside,
right, right.
uh, maybe some sequences, some numbers, and you need to understand it from inside. You don't have to learn by heart formulas, etc. It's already given in the test.
Right.
So this is the difference. There are some special methods while solving SAT.
Hmm. Got it. Got it, Chandra. Chandra, so you only teach students in Kyrgyzstan, or do you also teach students from other countries online? Because I saw you on the Instagram promoting, right? I thought you're also, you might also be teaching foreign students. Do you do that?
Yes, at the moment, no, but before I was teaching some students from Kazakhstan
Okay.
and some students from United Arab Emirates, like one student who are from there, and some students from Turkey, from Russia, Moscow city,
Okay.
and they still were interested,
Okay.
because like they say that it's not important from which country you are, and even if you are not native speaker, but if you can teach us how to think better, how to solve better math, we can pay you, we can be your students from anywhere.
Got it, Chandra. You
And
said,
math,
yeah, sorry, continue.
math is like universal language, like it's
Yeah,
just it's a number five and you see five, right?
right.
So it's universal.
Yeah, got it, Chandra. Chandra, you said you were teaching students from other countries online, but now you don't, is it? Is there any specific reason you stopped?
Yeah, because the course finished and they already passed SAT,
Okay,
and some of my students, they are already in Europe, they are in universities, they have scholarship, not maybe full,
right,
but at least half or 70% they get scholarship and they are finished.
right. So you mean to say it's a seasonal thing, is it? So when are you going to start teaching online next? When is it going to resume?
Um, Maybe uh, in summer, if there are like specific number of students, like group,
Right.
we can start. Yeah, but we will see. I'm not sure about that.
Got it.
Still,
Got
I
it.
am busy at the moment.
Got it. But in Kyrgyzstan, you teach throughout the year, right? It's not like a season or something. You teach for the entire year.
Yes, I'm. All these 12 years, I was working full time,
Right,
and it's really like we say that teachers have like holidays when students have holidays, but actually during holidays we have seminars, professional improvement, etc.
right,
There are so many seminars, and we need to plan the next semester. For example, in these winter holidays, I was writing my syllabus, and I was really planning like several days. I was writing the syllabus,
right.
and I can say that teachers they don't really have so much time as people think because they are always thinking about their plans, their strategies, their topics. I think we are in it every time.
Got it, Chandra. So, Chandra, one of the topics that I'd like to discuss during the podcast is how to find students as a teacher without anybody else's help, right? And that's where I thought, you have a social media presence and you have your own methods of finding students. So you said you had students from other countries like Russia, United Arab Emirates, Kazakhstan, and all. So how did you find those students? And from the point of them contacting you, how long does it take for you to kind of become a teacher student?
About my these foreign students, they found me from one man who I was working for. Like
Right. Okay.
he's entrepreneur in education, and they wrote to him, they asked him, and he said, I have a teacher, she was working for me some time ago, I
Right.
can recommend her. And then I started to teach them. So it means having network is good.
Right.
And it's not about like you are my friend, you find to me. It's about quality. Like for example, I know you, I know that you are working competently, you are responsible. Definitely I will suggest you to my other maybe relatives or neighbors, anybody who asks your competency, your like job.
Right.
Networking is good, and like referencing. And for people who don't have at the moment, if they don't have networking, they can use social media
Mm-hmm.
to find students. And I think quality is important. Like soon or late, people will come to you themselves if they really see that you can give high quality service to him or to her. Like mm, even like businessmen, they say always, you are not chasing after money or
Right.
some career. If you are making high quality products or services, after some time people will come to you themselves because they need you.
Right.
Like it's not only I need students, it's also students who need me more, I think. And they realize it and they come and they try, of course. Like they don't suddenly start with me. They
Right.
say, can we have like one lesson, demo lesson? And say I make this demo lesson, and then they like it and come, for example.
Right. Got it, Chandra. And as far as your social media presence is concerned, right, for people who do not have a network, say for people who are listening, who might listen to you from Kyrgyzstan or Central Asia, what is your social media routine like? How active are you? How many posts do you make?
Yes, before I tried to be active, and it's really needed. Like I listened to some bloggers, and they say you need to be active. You need to answer people immediately. Like uh, you don't like when you write to somebody and he doesn't answer you, right?
Right,
Or
right,
even even he sees your message and he didn't answer. It's really like offending.
Right.
And they say that every person, like every student, even if he maybe he doesn't look so like important to you, but every student is important.
Yeah.
And I tried to answer every message. Then at the moment, unfortunately, I don't have much time for posting, etc. But anyway, I think the teacher should be active.
Right. Right.
He should have some YouTube channel, uh, Instagram, Facebook, and
TikTok.
maybe making some reels, some short videos.
Right. Right. Got it. Uh, Janra, for people in Kyrgyzstan, who are teachers, right? If they want to teach SAT, what is the kind of fees or money they can expect? And how does it work? Does it work on an hourly basis, or do you have a package entirely? How does the negotiation happen, and how much can they expect?
Some students they say, I can't constantly have lessons. I have other things to do. Maybe I will come from time to time, like once a week. For these students, I have hourly compensation. Like
Right.
they pay hourly. It depends. It's not so expensive.
Okay.
But some students they come and say, Miss, I want a result. Like we work for result.
Right.
And he says, I can come every day. I can do everything that you want me to do, like homework, etc. I will sleep maybe not as I used to sleep, maybe like 6 hours or 5 hours. And such people, they study like 3 4 months minimum or 6 months.
Right.
Oh, for some students, it's not so intense, but
Okay.
for some students, it's intense because they already registered for SAT. They paid money. Their
Right.
parents are expecting from them. That's why, and they have deadlines. That's
Right.
why they are ready to work um, a lot, and it's affordable to them.
Got it. Can you share a ballpark figure? How much, if it's not expensive, how much is it per hour? And on the higher side, how much? What is the range of the compensation that is currently on offer for SAT teachers?
For hourly, it's about $10. Uh, one for 1 hours. $10 for a full package, full course. It's 1000 USD.
Okay.
1000 USD. It's 6 months.
Right.
It's 3 times a week. Um, 3 times a week, and every day it's 2 hours 40 minutes.
Got it. Got it, genre. And right now you're teaching a group class. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. And you also teach one-on-one. What do you prefer? And and how does your teaching methods change for a group class versus a one-on-one? Does it even change? Do you have separate strategies for both of these situations?
Yes. When you work individually, it's more effective because he asks questions, and I check him, like I'm in front of him. I
Right.
look how he solves.
Right.
It's more effective generally for introvert, like shy students, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I I don't think that efficiency is in group, like in group efficiency is less. It can be the same
Right.
for different types of characters. In some students, they are not comfortable like sitting one to one with teacher, and they can get bored.
Mm-hmm.
Some students they like it. They want one-to-one attention. In group, mm, it's I think more interesting for them because they are still children, and math can be boring, like sitting all these hours and solving. And in group, they are making. Sometimes I make. They sit two people together, and I give them questions, and I say solve it, and then I say check each other. They check each other, and I also write answers to whiteboard,
Right.
and I say these are right answers. Check your friend. They check each other, and then if one person has a correct answer, he explains to his friend. So I do like this because sometimes it's better, like class, like
Right.
teamwork. Sometimes in group, I use such programs as Kahoot, quizzes, like online contest, online like test,
Yeah.
and they are competing with each other. They
Yeah.
like compete some students, and it's on time. It's quickly. So for some students, I will say that it's good individual. For some students, it's good group.
Right.
And when you're individually, time goes slowly, but in group, time goes quickly. They say like this, students. So it depends.
Got it, genre. I can imagine how time goes quickly in a group, and how time
Yeah.
goes slowly one on one.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally relatable. And Chandra, you said you don't find the online method of instruction not very effective, right? But when you don't have a choice, when you're teaching students from other countries, what are the methods you adopt to make it as interesting as possible, as effective as possible? And what are the tools that you use online?
Um, Firstly, I try to understand the student, like who is in front of me, and
Right,
I must know
right,
and if his level is good, I try to choose harder questions. I use my tablet. I don't even like put my camera on. They don't need my face.
okay,
In my tablet, I share the screen. There are
right,
questions,
hmm,
and I use a special app I can write on my tablet,
okay,
and then we solve it. Firstly, I ask, for example, I explained topic, explained how to solve it, maybe some formulas, and then example, and I wait.
right,
Sometimes we wait, and if he solves, it's good. If he couldn't solve, I show how to solve it
right,
and give more similar questions.
right,
So level of the student is important. If his level is not so good, we are going slower, not quickly.
right,
I explain slowly to him and explain several times. And I use my tablet and I just show questions and write on the screen. But I want him or her to open his camera.
right. I
I
was going to
want to
ask
see.
you, yeah, whether the
Yes,
students
I
have
want
their
to see
cameras
his
on.
face.
Right,
I don't want him to lie on sofa or in his pajama or something like to be ready. To
right,
be ready, you need to sit on the table, on your chair. You need to be in tension, like a little bit tension, not lying.
right,
And I need to see his face. What is he doing?
right. Got it, Chandra. So, Chandra, what are your? So, you said the students that you found from other countries were through a referral. Have you had any success finding students through your social media page?
Yes, some people they reach me via Instagram. They write to me and they say, um, "You look like a good tutor for my son, for my daughter," or they write themselves and
Right,
they see maybe some feedbacks from my old students. So sometimes, yes, they write to me and they ask me to study with them, to work with them.
Got it, Janra. And for people who are about to kind of get started on their own, who are teaching for other companies, especially people in Kyrgyzstan, what would you advise them to do? How would you want them to start off to come out? Would you advise them to completely come private, or would you suggest them to kind of hold their job and do this on the side? What would your advice be?
I think in the beginning, it's hard to be individual, to be
Right.
by yourself.
Okay.
And you need to stick to some company, to some educational center, which is bigger, because they already have audience, they already have clients, like they have students, they have parents who trust them.
Right.
But if you are new, who knows me, who trusts me? Like even if I'm very good, it's not effective in the beginning. So you should um, come together with other maybe teachers, maybe some company educational, and then when you grow, when you already like think that yes, now I can do by myself, then you can separate. But
Right.
in the beginning, I think it will be difficult.
Right. Got it, Chandra. And in your country and generally in Central Asia, how do you see the demand for SAT in the future? Do you think it's increasing every year? Do you think a lot more students want to go to the US and do their graduation?
Definitely it's increasing.
Okay.
Now people have more opportunities than before. Like
Right.
even some like 2 3 years ago, we didn't have so many online courses, like online sources to learn something, like not uh, just math. Now there are so many, like for example, Coursera, some other things. You can learn a lot of things, and that's why people have more opportunities, and there is higher demand in SAT and other even other exams like IELTS, um, because people understand and their parents understand that you can't just sit in one place. If you go to other places, you will learn new things, you will learn new mentality, new knowledge that you can't find in your country. Even
Right.
if your country is very good, I think you still need to go to other places, and you will definitely develop. That's why people now understand it, and they are ready to send their children to a very far country. They are ready, and that's why every year more and more students want to take SAT, and even they take 2 times, not 1 time.
Okay.
Yes, and it's uh, it's not so expensive exam.
Right.
Yeah, and
And if you can
they
get a
want
better score, good for you,
yeah,
right?
why not, like why not,
Yeah.
if you can get like good math, and for in second exam you can get good English, and they can combine it
Combine
like
it.
better
Right.
score.
Right.
Yeah, and in I think in many countries this demand, like this interest in SAT is getting more and more.
Yeah. Exactly. A lot of people want to travel to the US. And you said in the last 2, 3 years, things have changed. There is a lot more demand for the SAT. Do you think that has anything to do with the pandemic? Was that the turning point?
Maybe like people understand, start to understand that they need some profession that uh, you can work from home.
Right.
uh, they want to have such professions, and I also I learned how to teach online. I it's different thing, and I really tried my best to learn how to teach online, because if there is such a situation, so that I can earn some money at home.
Right.
And
Right. Got it, Janra. Jandra, and my final question: have you ever thought of becoming independent full time, or you haven't thought about all that? You just want to continue with your university job and then do the SAT teaching in the side,
Yes, I was thinking about becoming an independent teacher and like coach. Like they like this
right?
word coach. Um,
Test prep coach,
I
yeah,
yeah, it's a like popular name, and yes, I really want it, and um, it's kind of challenge, and I think we need to try it. Like
right,
every person needs to try it. You can't say that it will not succeed or it will succeed unless you try it.
right,
At
right,
least when you try, even if you fail, you will know your mistakes.
right,
Like, but um, here in this university, there is so much like they needed teacher very much. They asked me to join them, and they are like my husband's friends, and they say, please, can you help us? And that's why I am here. But in future, yes, I am planning to be individual, and also like reaching a lot of students in the world. It's amazing. I think it's good that you
yeah,
can help young people to get their dreams, to go to this country, and to to be proud of this. I think um, using internet, you can affect so many people
right,
in a
right,
good way. And I really believe that math is useful. Like
yeah,
people, it's a science, you know. It's how engineers. Some students they ask me like why we need it and do we use it in real life, etc. Firstly, you develop your thinking, like you see broader, like
right,
this you
right,
see broader, you can look at the situations differently. And I say like you use maybe some cell phones, you use dishwashing machine, you use your conditioner like for cooling or heating your air. These all devices were invented by engineers,
right,
and they used mathematics and computer skills, some other skills. They joined it and they made these things that make our life easier.
right, right,
That's and that's how we use mathematics. And as you know, even computer science, it's binary system, right?
yeah,
And inside there is programming. It's about math.
maths, yeah,
It's about patterns that should work correctly, and then program works. Your coding, your commands will work. That's why I say that you think that you don't need it, but actually whatever we have in our world, it's also because scientists, because engineers, um, and that's how we develop. Like humans can develop. There is no like limit. I think um, for example, like Elon Musk, he wants to go to Mars, and he maybe can do it, right? Like there is no limit in development.
yeah.
I think so.
You're right, Jandra. Jandra, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your perspective and your journey and your experience of teaching SAD to students. Thank you so very
Also,
much.
I want to thank you for asking me such interesting questions, and I really wish all the best to your company. I wish all the best to the people who listen to us. Maybe they put some goal in their mind, and maybe they will try to reach this goal.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Jandra. And before we leave, I'm just going to stop the recording.